Hello, I am Smash Dabs. You may know me from things like Get Lit, Stay Fit. I'm always in the gym. You may know me you may have started following me, I should say, from me going through a terrible divorce after 20 years. You may know me from Best Buds Depot as your bud tender. You may also know me from my YouTube channel as Smash Dabs, the grower of many plants. You may know me from my Instagram, Facebook, or Snapchat as the guy with the bong on his chest. You may know me as the guy who smokes everybody out. You may know me as your friendly neighborhood pothead. You may know me as a lot of things. You may even know me let's try that again. You may even know me from that guy who complains about his pain all the time. That guy who complains about his emotional illness that he has, his mental health problems that he has. You may know me from a lot of things. And if you do, then you know that I'm not scared to say what I feel, to say how things are, and to say how I think. And you may know I have a lot of bad days. You may know that I have spinal stenosis, bone spurs inside of my spine that push on the nerves that go through your spine and your body. You may know that I have what's called CRPS, complex reflex pain syndrome, in my right leg that has made my leg numb for many years. And just because I say numb, it doesn't mean the normal type of numb that you just can't feel it. It means like when your foot falls asleep and somebody smacks your foot and it really hurts. But it never goes away. I constantly deal with this pain. And that physical pain leads, that physical pain leads to this mental pain that I have also. Physical pain can cause many mental issues. I'm pretty sure it's caused this emotional issue that I have, where I just wake up in the morning and I'm just crying for no reason. Well, right now I'm not crying for no reason. Right now I'm crying because the immense pain that I am feeling throughout my whole body because of my spinal stenosis, because of the bone spurs that push on my nervous system. So, you may know that I started this journey in fitness to get stronger, to get tougher, is what I was thinking. So as I was saying, when I started this journey, the doctors had told me that I need to work my muscles and work my body, because this was always going to be with me and I was always going to have this problem. And they said that if I made my body stronger, mainly my core and my back and my lower legs, that it would help in daily life. It has, for sure. But every day is a fight. I may hide it well all the time. I may not hide it well at all sometimes. Like right now. I just left the gym. I've been in there for 50 minutes. I did my 100 push or sit-ups on the incline bench. I did my 20 minutes on the elliptical. I did my stretching. I did all these things. And I did this because not a lot of people know this, but at nighttime, I can't sleep. The pain of laying straight flat, it's intense. I toss, I turn. I'm to the left on my side. I can lay to the left on my side and get comfortable for a little while. I can't lay to the right on my side for more than maybe 20 minutes because of my complex reflex pain syndrome in my left or right leg. Excuse me. I can't. And I cannot lay flat on my back to save my life, because the actual laying flat causes my back. I have lower back issues. L4, L5, S1, I don't know all the technical stuff. I don't know it. But I do know the pain that I feel daily. I can stand for 4 to 5 hours. But at the 4th hour, my back and my leg, mainly my right leg, start the most intense pain. And all I can do is just fight through that pain, because a man these days has to work. He has to work and take care of his family. I have a strong family. I have a very strong woman. Not like my last one, who did nothing but ignore everything except money. My new woman is caring. She's helpful, inspirational. She's everything. She's everything you want in a partner. She's everything that everybody needs. I didn't know what it was like to be loved. I didn't know before who I was. I didn't know before who my wife at that time was. I told her many a times, I don't even know you. You won't let me in. Well, let's stop talking about that. Let's talk about the new one that I have, that is the most caring and loving person She sees me. She sees the struggles that I go through. And she understands. She writes inspirational things on the mirror daily. I wake up to so much inspiration that it's hard to even complain about anything, because my life has improved so much in these past 2 years after my divorce. If you know me, you know that I became a different man. Everything about me is different. There's nothing that's not different except for the way that I dress. I've changed my attitude. I've changed my routines. I don't know if you know it or not, but I've even quit smoking since since April. I quit smoking marijuana. I quit smoking marijuana. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't know if you know it, but after my divorce, I went through a spell where I was drinking probably a fifth of tequila a day. I didn't drink before that. I was against drinking. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand that drinking drowns your sorrows. I didn't ever understand that thing. I'm drowning my sorrows. Well, I understood it after that, because I drowned my sorrows for a good 6 months to almost damn near a year. I drowned everything that I was feeling in alcohol. But at that same time, I was also going to the gym every single morning, 6 a.m. I was at the gym. I didn't have a job for the past 3 years before that. I was online being an influencer, growing cannabis. As everybody around said, growing some of the best cannabis in Ohio, possibly even farther out. Everybody knew if you needed good weed, where it was. Everybody knew. Everybody knew that the edibles that I made would let you sleep very well. They would make you forget your problems for a little while. And as I was doing that growing, I was taking better care of the plants than I was myself. I was giving them organic foods. I was giving them the right kind of bugs, the right kind of worms. My plants were strong. They were beautiful. And I gave them more care than I gave my own life. And at that time, I think I was giving the plants what I needed. What I needed, I was putting into those plants. If you know my YouTube channel, or my Facebook, or my Instagram at that time, or my Snapchat, you knew that I would go out to my grow room. I built a special room for these things, a place where I could go and get away from everything. But I would go there sometimes, and I could not satisfy, or not even that. I could not go in there and be happy about it sometimes. Most of the time. I would have the most beautiful plants that you ever seen. The most vibrant colors that you would ever see on a plant. And I would go in there and I would cry. And I would contemplate why. Why was I crying like this? Why could I not just go in there and enjoy this beautiful room that I had built, me and my brother? Why could not I enjoy this? I thought it was me. The pain that I felt, it would radiate throughout my whole body. Sometimes the pain that I felt would kill my plants. The pain that I felt would come out in my plants sometimes. And I seen that. So I would try not to take bad vibes out there, but that was my place. The only place that I could go and be real. The only place that I could go and feel something. And I felt like it was the only place that I was appreciated. Now I say all this, but my daughter, she appreciated me. She inspired me. She would tell me daily that I was a great dad. She would encourage me to be me. Even though I was playing a character by the name of Smash Dabs. I made up this character because I could escape reality as Smash Dabs. I could escape the world around me. I could escape my mental sometimes. And I would suppress my actual person. I would suppress me because I was not happy. I was in constant pain. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go except to my grow room. I would go in there and I would keep busy. I would keep my plants alive and well. I would watch them grow strong. I would train them. I would do anything I could to keep a plant alive. I would spend any amount of money to make them grow strong. Yeah, I guess it's a metaphor for how I wanted to treat myself. I wanted to be strong. I wanted someone to help me as I would help these plants. I wanted the support that I would give these plants. I wanted a lot of things. I spent money on whatever I wanted because buying things made me happy. I became that person who, when you get sad, you shop. I would buy fun things. I was a big time cannabis influencer in my own city. Everybody knew Smash Dabs. E40's got this line where he said, when I enter the room, when I pull up, people gather around me like an ice cream truck. That's exactly how it has been since Smash Dabs became Smash Dabs. I grew a following that was loyal to me, to my calls. I became somebody that was looked up to. I could influence people's decisions. But you know what I couldn't do? What I couldn't do is stop the noise in my brain, in my own mind. I could influence thousands of people around the world. I could show you how to heal your body with cannabis, many various ways. I could show you how to make your own medicine at home with cannabis. I could show you how to make beauty supplies that would freshen up your face, your body, heal your pain. But I couldn't heal my own pain. I didn't know what to do, and I was lost. And sometimes I feel like I'm still lost. I don't know what to do. I go through life and I try to figure out new ways to encourage myself and heal myself. If you've followed me, you've seen many different things that I've tried over the years to just heal my mental, to just stop my pain for just a little while. I know I'm never going to get rid of this pain, so I try to ease this pain. I bet you I've spent $1 million trying to ease my own pain, trying to ease my own mental. I built up quite the collection of glassware for smoking cannabis. I had a room dedicated to all this glassware and to all these dab tools. I had a room dedicated where I could go. Now that's 2 rooms that I built trying to heal myself in many different ways. I built a room where I grew things that were living. I took care of many bugs, worms, and flowers and plants. I kept them alive. If they were broken, I healed them. Now, all I was doing was treating these plants how I wish that I could be treated. All I was doing was trying to get peace in my life, because the constant screaming in my head, the constant pain in my body, all I wanted to do was calm that noise. So I built many, many ways of calming the noise, but the noise never stopped. Each time I built something, it got louder. Each time I harvested a plant, I would cut a plant down. Well, then there was the time of work after cutting the plant down. Some people call it trim jail. It's a lot of hard work. Now, I loved growing the plant. I loved feeding the plant. I loved adding ingredients that were going to make this plant big and strong. Just like I love going to the gym to try and make my body strong. But then there's the days of sleep that remind me of trim jail. I should say no sleep. As in, I wouldn't look forward to trim jail because I was cutting down a life that I had worked hard on for many, many months. I had trained these plants. I had fed these plants. I had made them big and strong. I had watched them grow from a seedling, just a little seed that I planted in soil. And I watched them grow into monstrous plants with magnificent flowers on them. And then I would have to cut these things down. And it felt like a metaphor for my life. You have your good days. The good days are the starting of the seedlings. That you can watch it pop up out of the ground and become something. As in, I would post a video, just like I would plant a seed. And I would put that video into the world, and just like that seed, that video would grow. It would gain viewers. It would teach people what they needed to know to grow their own seeds, which is also a metaphor for how I did things, for how I lived my life. I wanted my body to grow and become strong as the plants did. So one day I was on a live stream on Facebook. I had maybe 100 viewers watching. And this one person who has become a really good friend to me and a very big inspiration to me typed some words into a chat. And they said, if you would take care of your body like you take care of these plants, you may see a change in yourself. I took that to heart. So I got up. I thought about that every day for probably a month, I bet. And then I got up and I got me a membership to a gym, Planet Fitness. I got that membership and I started getting up 3 days a week. I would try to go to the gym and I would try to work out, as in feeding my plants. The workout was feeding my body. Every time I would go to that gym and I would leave, my mental felt like it got stronger. It felt like I could do many things after I left the gym. I felt so strong even when I first started. When I wasn't strong, I would go in there and I would struggle. And before I would go to the gym, I would smoke my cannabis. And I would go to the gym and I would watch people around me and I would figure out what they were doing. And then I would try that. Then one day I heard a conversation in the locker room about this guy who was complaining about people coming in there smelling like cannabis. You know who that was, right? Me. I was the one smelling like cannabis. So they decided to start complaining as I was in the room, the fitting room, or whatever they call it. So I thought to myself, here I am trying to help people and trying to help myself. And this person is trying to beat me down, trying to take my good thing that I'm doing for myself and make it a bad thing because I have a certain smell coming off of me of a plant that I love, a plant that I care for daily, a plant that made me happy. Wow, that's amazing that someone doesn't know my situation, but can make assumptions about me off of a smell that I went by. I walked by them, they smelled this, and they made assumptions about me. And they started just thinking that if they said something out loud to one of their buddies there, that it would make me think twice about coming there and doing good things for my body. So as I seen this guy at the gym when I started going there, I would get on Snapchat and I would say, "Get lit, stay fit." And I would make sure he heard me. Get lit, stay fit. Just because I'm a pothead doesn't mean that I am not in here to heal my body and become stronger and strengthen my back and my legs, as my physical therapist told me I needed to do. But this man wanted to shut me down with words. But if you know me, words do not take effect to me, because I use words in my daily to do what I do as an influencer, as a person who people actually looked up to in many ways. The amount of days that I would go out in my grow room and I would go live and I would eventually start crying on my live because the pain had gotten so severe, because my mental had gotten so severe because of my pain and because of things that I didn't even know were going on, but my mind knew it. Things that were going on behind my back with my, I'm going to say, my life at that time. Everybody on video thought that I had a great life. Even though I would get on there and I would cry about my pain, they would think, this man has it made. His relationship is amazing. No, it wasn't. It was not amazing. It was a mental roller coaster. It was a traumatizing experience for me that I didn't even know was happening, but my mind knew it. Everybody around me could see it, that was actually around me, that was physically around me in my house and things like that. People would see these things and they just stopped coming around. You would see them on my streams and things commenting. Yes, they could stop in to say hey on my streams and things like that, but they stopped coming around my house. And I didn't let everybody at my house, because I didn't trust everybody. So I didn't let everybody around me, but when people would start coming around me, they would see things that were happening. I wouldn't see them, but they seen them, because I was blinded by love. I was blinded by the fact that I had it so good, I thought. Besides the pain, I had it good. I didn't worry about money. Money was at my fingertips anytime I needed it. But come to find out, too much money is not a good thing for mental illness, I believe is the way I should say it. Because as I say, money became my escape, when my escape should have been communication. I should have been able to communicate with my loved one a lot better than I did. But when I tried to talk about these things, I always just got, well, I don't know what to say. Maybe you need therapy. Yeah, maybe I do need therapy is what I would say. And then I would go out to my grow room and I would get my therapy. I would water my plants. I would train my plants. I would take these fingers and I would crush branches as this person was crushing my life. But you know what plants do when you crush their cells and their cell walls and their structure? They repair and grow stronger. So every time this person was crushing my soul, it gave me strength. I came back stronger. These plants was a metaphor for how my life was. The care that I gave these plants was exactly the care that you need in life. Now I'm getting hungry right now because the gym has taken a lot out of me today because I am in serious pain today. My head is pounding from the bone spurs pushing on my nervous system. The lower back pain that I feel is like bone on bone, is how the doctor explained it to me. My butt bone, my tailbone, and my spine are doing this to each other right now. And the pain that I feel is immense right now. It follows up my back, into my shoulders, into my head. So I go to the gym and I try to stretch. I try to work out these kinks in my back. I try to work out these pain in my head. I try to work out everything that I can. So today, I did about 45 to 50 something minutes in there. And I used every bit of strength that I had to do it. And as I was in there working out, I couldn't help but to get emotional. Because it's hard to do. It's very hard to do. And the pain is so immense that I'm a person who cries and I don't care. I'll shed a tear. Sometimes the headaches go away when I get all those tears out. Today they did not. And I'm really thinking, this hat is not helping me. But Smash Dabs wears hats. Smash Dabs has a hat collection like you wouldn't believe. Each hat represents a part of me. Over 100 hats I have. I had way more. But somebody kept a lot of the things that I bought as emotional support. They kept them from me purposely because they're spiteful that I was growing stronger, that I was learning their ways and learning how I could grow myself to be a better person. And as I was growing to be a better person, that made certain people bitter. And that made certain people feel about this small. As they were that small, I was growing so big like a plant that I had grown. I was growing in mind, I was growing in body, and they couldn't stand it. So they had to go find somebody just as miserable as them. Somebody who takes their misery out on other people. Just like this person took their misery out on me. I don't know why this person was miserable. I gave them everything. But you know what I do know? Now I give myself everything. And I give my new girl everything that I can give her. I give her love, attention. I tell her daily how much I appreciate her. She knows how I feel about her, and she knows that I appreciate every single thing she does. So make sure you tell the people around you that you appreciate them. Not just for what they do, but for who they are. You tell everybody around you that things are going to get better, that things are going to be okay. I use words in my videos to get a point across. And I just want to leave you with those words right there. When I was in the gym, I said, I'm going to get out here and I'm going to make this video that I've been needing to make for a long time. And since I don't have my cannabis to smoke right now, I have quit smoking cannabis for the past 2 months, basically. Yeah, I may have slipped up once or twice because my mental was not strong enough. It's not strong enough every day to keep away the bad thoughts. Believe me, I have some bad thoughts, but I do not act on them all the time. But something small enough as taking a hit of cannabis, sometimes I act on that because what can it hurt? It is a medicinal plant that grows out of the ground. I may not believe in God as everybody else does. I may believe in a higher power, but not the same God that everybody else might believe in. My God does not hate people for things that they do. My God does not hate people because they don't know how to act sometimes. My God is not spiteful. You know, growing up, I was told that God is not going to like these things that I'm doing. My God does not like things that you're doing. That's what I would hear a lot. You can't do these things. It's against God and blah, blah, blah. Well, my God made this plant. He made medicinal plants. If you don't have to add nothing to it chemically, then it is a medicinal plant that grows out of the ground. It's just like any other bush that you see on the side of the road. And my God does not judge you for slipping up. I don't have to ask my God for, what do they call it? For forgiveness. I don't have to because my God understands. People go through things. My God understands. Not everybody's perfect. I don't have to ask for forgiveness. I don't have to go to a confession and confess my sins because my God doesn't see sins. He only sees a person trying to get better, trying to do better. So, you may say, I don't believe in God. Maybe not your God, but I believe in a God, a higher power. A higher power that will help me through anything. When things used to happen to me, I'd always say, why is God doing this to me? Well, that was the wrong way to think about it. God isn't doing anything. Things happen. And my God knows that things happen. So, I'm just going to leave you with that. And I would just like you to know that there's always a way to get away from your mental, but there's never a way to get away from the physical pain you feel. You may ease it for a bit, but it will always be there. Like as in my pain is always there. It may ease for a bit. It may not show up every single day, or it may show up all day long. You may have to do something for your pain to show up as I do. I may have to stand for a little while before my leg starts hurting me really bad. Or some days I just wake up and my pain is already there. And when my pain is already there when I wake up, you know how hard it is for me to not freak out about it? Because what did I do? What did I do to make this pain plague me like this? I did nothing. Life happens and life goes on. And there's nothing you can do about it except try every day to be a better person. Try every day to make yourself better than you were the day before. So get lit, stay fit. And get lit, stay fit doesn't mean just get up and go to the gym. Get lit, stay fit can mean many things. It can mean whatever you want it to mean to you. So you come up with your own motto. Mine's get lit, stay fit. I love you guys. And I am Smash Dabs. Thank you. One last thing. I'm not going to edit this video and cut it up. There is parts where I stopped this video because I could not talk because the emotions were so high. All I'm going to do is I'm going to add these videos into one video so you can watch. Or you can't watch. It doesn't matter to me if you watch. I do these videos for me. I do these videos because there could be somebody out there like me who doesn't know how to express it as I do. They may not know that they have the strength inside them to be strong. So maybe I need to be strong for them. The amount of messages that I have got that says I'm a very strong person and I'm very inspirational is amazing. I have got thousands of messages. When I got divorced, I got a message from a 16-year-old kid. And this kid said that he was ready to take his life because he broke up with a girl and she was running around talking smack about him, I guess. And he was ready to end his life over words. And then he heard my words. And he knew then that he had to be strong. And he said, I saved him. No, buddy, I didn't save you. You just heard what you needed to hear. What you could not say as a young man. And then this young man became an inspiration for me. He said, do you care if I call you Grandpa Dabs? This 16-year-old kid I never met, he asked me, what can I do? I said, what are you good at? He said, I'm good at working on lawnmowers. I said, well, there you go. You already have something. You have something not a lot of people have. That is called a skill. And you can turn that skill into a lifetime of money. You can turn that skill into anything you want these days. You can start you a YouTube channel and you can show other young people that they can do anything. In this life, if you have a skill, you can turn it into anything you want, especially these days with social media. You can use social media the wrong way, but this young man used social media the right way. He found something that helped him, and months later, I hadn't heard from him in a while, and he texts me, says, Grandpa Dabbs, I started my own lawnmower business. I repair lawnmowers in my garage. I repaired my parents' lawnmowers. They told their friends. Their friends brought their lawnmowers. I repaired those lawnmowers. I started my own business because of your video that day and because of what you said to me. That young man inspired me so much. That kept me going for so long. I haven't heard from him in a long time. I really wish I could hear from him. But bitter people got that Snapchat deleted, and I'll never know who that young man is. I will never know who that young man is, but whoever you are, I hope you're out there. I hope you're making all the money you can off of that. I hope you make a career out of that. And I hope one day you inspire some other young man or young woman with your story. Don't let people get you down to where you want to take your own life. Don't do that. That's not the way to go. And this young man seen that, and he made something of himself. I don't know who this kid is, but I'm very proud of him. As I'm very proud of my own daughter. She's not my real kid. She's my step kid. She calls me her extra dad. The day she asked me if I could call her dad was the greatest day of my life. So, God, I'm hungry. I gotta go eat. I gotta quit this. But I just can't say enough about how you are in charge of your own life. And you are the one who makes the decisions in your life. So make the right ones. Become strong, physically and mentally. Become the person that you want your children to be and see. Become an inspiration for people you don't even know. And then those people can become an inspiration for their family and their friends. They can become an inspiration for the world. Stay fit.